So I've finished both hands now. You can see them here. And my right hand never goes as well as my left hand just because I'm using my non-dominant hand to put on the wraps. So I have some bits that I'm not entirely happy with, but again, I'm human, I'm not perfect. They don't have to be perfect, but I am happy with how it came out overall. I accidentally, while I was putting my wraps on, I used the wrap that was supposed to go on my ring finger. I accidentally put it on my index and vice versa. So I had to do a little bit of trimming just to get it to fit properly, but it wasn't too bad because they're almost the same size. So it wasn't too bad. If you see, you can kind of see how it's coming up on my skin a little bit on some of these fingers, just because again, I'm not as good using my non-dominant hand as I am with my regular hand. And if you look at our cotton ball now, it's got all the scraps from the Jamberry wraps on it, so you don't have to chase and peel, especially if you're doing it in bed, you don't have to try and peel stickers off your sheets. So this is really easy to just chuck in the garbage, and then all you have to do is put away your tools. And on the sheet, all we're left with are the little middle sections that we trimmed away before we even started. And you can kind of see I got little owls on my fingers now. I'll take pictures and put them up along with the video so you can see them better. One last thing I did want to share with you was the nail oil that came with the Jamberry kit. It has a really nice light scent to it. It smells really good. So if you are going to put on the nail oil, I recommend either putting it on the night before that you want to put on your wraps, just so that the oil has absorbed into your fingers, or putting them on after you've already put on your wraps. But if you put them on after you've done your wraps, you need to make sure that your wraps are completely sealed. There's no air bubbles, none of the pieces sticking up, because the oil will get underneath the wrap and then your wrap is going to come up and it's not going to last nearly as long as it would if you did it otherwise. So with the nail oil, you just want to open it and like you would with nail polish, except usually with nail polish you aim to get on your nail. This is cuticle oil, so you just want to go around your finger, and I don't put a lot on, I just brush it a little bit. If you got it on the nail, that's fine, but I just brush it around my cuticles like this. I do one hand at a time, so I brush it on like this, and then I close this as best as possible, not too tight, and then you just rub it in to your nails. And again, it's got a nice earthy kind of like almost like spring scent to it, like if you walked outside right as everything was starting to bloom. So I just rub it into my cuticles like that, and then I take the other hand and I do the same thing. So you're just gonna quickly brush it around all of your cuticles. You don't have to be really neat with it. You're rubbing it into your fingers. It's gonna get everywhere anyway. So just quickly brush it everywhere. And now you can close this up nice and tight because we're done with it. And you see how much it comes with and how little you use. You'll have this for quite a while. So you just, again, you rub it into all of your cuticle and nail beds. And then what I do is I just kind of treat it like a lotion. And any excess on my fingers, I just kind of rub all over my hands. It's actually quite nice for my hands because they crack in the winter, especially here in Florida where the temperature kind of goes crazy. Like right now, it's fairly warm today. It was in the 70s, but yesterday it was down in the 30s, which is kind of crazy. So your hands are a little greasy afterwards because you just put oil all over them. So I usually let it sit on my hands for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I go wash my hands to get off any excess oil, because by that time the oils have sunk in nicely. And again, it says to do that twice a day. So far I have not done that, but even with just the one application I did last night and this one now, my cuticles already feel a lot better than they did yesterday. But that is pretty much it. That's how I apply the wraps, and that is all the tools I use and how I store things and pretty much every tip that I have. If I can think of, oh, I didn't cover removal, but I know that my wonderful, wonderful Jamberry representative, Jessica Barish, she has some great removal videos, and we'll talk about that in the party that's coming up soon. I can also, I'll just give you a quick overview. If you keep these on, if you want to keep them on for like a week or so, the recommended way is to use some of those floss picks that have they're the green little pieces with the piece of floss between the plastic, and you can just start to peel up an edge and soak your fingers in olive oil or any other kind of warm oil, and that'll gently remove them. I'm really bad about all of that, so when they start to peel up, I usually just take and rip them off. It doesn't hurt, because especially if they've been on for a week or two, they're already starting to lose some of the adhesive, and doing it that way has never damaged my nails. So like I said, I usually just, when they start to peel up, I just usually pull them off. But that is about it. If I can think of anything else, I will write them down and try to edit them into the video later. But thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave me a comment or ask your question, and I will do my best to answer. So thank you.